Hey guys, Kevin Cage back with another cryptocurrency update. Just wanted to get a quick video out per this recent news that just came out again. So Panos got an email from Ripple's Swell event. And again, this is MENA, the Middle East Northern Africa webinar. And as you can see, additional proof that Bank of America, to no surprise, is a RippleNet partner. I mean, we've shown documents, we've shown people speaking, we've shown Danny Aranda back from, 2016, 2017, saying Bank of America is RippleNet. Should be no surprise whatsoever, specifically when you were tracking the tech providers, the digital wallets, and what is occurring. So we can see right here, they've also added some key additions this year, which include, and we see dLocal, again, connected with Alipay, the biggest mobile network in the world. We see Bank of America, who are ramping up their bank network and therefore offering through our global and standard API. Ripple's global and standard API, guys. This is RippleNet. This is going to be a global ecosystem, and this video is just going to be insane for some of you that have not kind of connected these dots. Maybe you're just new and you're kind of researching Ripple this past month. This is going to be the biggest asset class in the world. XRP is just one portion of this iceberg, but I believe it's going to be a big part of it as well, considering that this is one of the longest existing digital assets with liquidity developed year over year. I don't think people comprehend how high caliber of people and where they're sitting in these places, guys. This is extremely evident. And just remember that we told you so. None of this is financial advice. Do your own research. Don't just listen to me. Check for yourselves. So Bank of America, zero doubt. Now it also makes sense why Warren Buffett has been investing heavily. Remember, what was it? Berkshire investing heavily into Bank of America. It's because they know something we don't. If you do not believe that there are people, some elites that have inside information, I don't know what to tell you. Why else would Bill Gates, Jeff Bezos all selling right before the crash of the US stock market? Tell me. All right. Next up, check this out. We have Diliprao retired from Ripple. And remember this quote as we talk about Fed now. So if Ripple is not bothered by a Fed-driven payment system, then that tells you all you need to know. Because XRP is simply going to be a bridge. It's not necessarily focused on these domestic updates and platforms for all of these countries. Again, we encourage all digitalization, but we are still going to be the bridge and simply serve as on-demand liquidity. All right. So we can, again, this document just came out August 6th, 2020. Yesterday, the Federal Reserve announces details of the new 24/7, 365 interbank settlement service with clearing functionality to support instant payments in the US. Again, we're going to see a lot of similar dates highlighting how the pandemic has obviously expedited this process and need for payments. And again, just kind of showing all of the inefficiencies in today's 40-year-old infrastructure. All right, let's keep going. Again, Damor Sahami, you can find him at DAM00R, definite follow on Twitter, showing Jess Chang, formerly at Ripple. She was at the Federal Reserve. She was at the International Monetary Fund. She's working on FedNow specifically, and now she's on the Federal Reserve Board. Coincidence? Some people don't think so. Again, it is common for a lot of fintech players to move around. I absolutely get it. But if you actually did your own research and followed how deeply ingrained Ripple employees, the board of directors, the advisors are in the current financial system, I think you guys would kind of understand what I'm getting at. And the coolest thing is, again, I believe, what was it? Let's see. I think Galgatron was referencing. Let's see here. So I know Galgatron was referencing, the FedNow, and just making it clear the FedNow system will not use Ripple or XRP. And I get it. There's a lot of hypey people out there that think, every single update with any type of RTP system is XRP. But what's important is that the interoperability is there between these systems and they are no longer silos. So that is what you have to pay attention to. Again, federalreserve.gov. And then Matthew L. they have the option, and that's what is important, the interoperability. Remember, Volante, several $1 trillion per day in transaction volume. Ripple is integrated directly into their platform, their suite, their hub, Volpay, something to consider. Again, First American Trust, FSB selects Volante Technologies, US Fedwire as a service in the cloud. And of course, to no surprise, we know that Volante is one of the technology providers also integrated with Ripple for the clearinghouse domestic payment system in the United States. All right. I mean, we can trace back even, Finastra is another tech provider that's RippleNet enabled. Huge group. I reference them in every single video, and I'm kind of sick of talking about them at this point. But what you have to understand is, remember, Finastra, as we've seen in dozens of screenshots dated back from 2017, they connect to the European instant payments infrastructure as well. All right. Then you consider Task Group, which is the heart of the Target 2 securities and the target network of the entire Euro system. We know also Finastra has completed and tested all kinds of proof of concepts with SIA. Again, these huge groups throughout Italy. We know what's happening with Spunta with R3 by October 1st with reconciliation. We understand Ripple, R3 all integrated, including IBM as well, integrated with CNET. We know R3 and Finastra dating back, 2016, I believe. They had all kinds of connections, whether it was working on a group of 7 to 12 banks with syndicated lending back then. It's all Finastra, it's CLS, it's CGI, it's DTCC. It's just all right in front of you guys. And I think the people that have been here understand how clear cut this really is. But let's keep going before I get sidetracked. So next up, XRP Crypto Wolf, just to speed through this. Again, another bank planning to launch cryptocurrency trading and custody in 2021 based out of Switzerland. To no surprise, we're going to see more and more of these groups hopping on board as the dominoes, the snowball continues to fall down the hill, or roll down the hill, I should say. All right. Now, Matthew LINY showing, again, DAML. This is what digital asset modeling language. Again, now it is on Corda's blockchain. Corda is by R3. They are, again, XRP enabled. And I'm going to get so many comments in this video, and I'm just going to be laughing, saying, they're not using XRP. They're not using XRP. That's not what I'm saying. I'm showing you that the capability is there. And whether you guys believe mass enablement, slow and steady, doesn't matter. I'm investing based off of the fundamentals entirely. And if this ecosystem, if you need more proof, I don't think that you should be in a very risky asset class in the first place, because if there is, everything's clear cut, there's no risk, there's no upside. And investors understand the risk is where the reward is made. All right. So right here, again, digital asset recently announced an investment from, I know we've heard this group VMware as well. And it's all about, integrating the smart contract language DAML. Okay. These groups, these enterprise blockchains value, of course, privacy, high throughput as well. We can see Salesforce, Samsung, IBM. We can talk about their direct connections to many existing projects. And guess who else, guys? We can see the Australian Securities Exchange, Citi, again, RippleNet, DTCC, JP Morgan, Goldman Sachs. The majority of RippleNet partners, their direct partners that they at least show you, the several hundred, maybe 300 to 400, they're all Goldman Sachs backed. All right. So we'll keep going. So again, we're going to see a lot of, types of services and products for, smart contract language programming as well. And just to kind of speed through this, so DAML, an open source ecosystem for building smart contracts-based distributed applications. I know we all want our assets just to explode, but there has to be a lot of building before all of this occurs. Again, blockchain is not, it's one subset, one type of DLT as well. Talking about the value adds, of course, transparency, immutability, and something I like that is pretty cool for an enterprise use case. And what's important with this, I'm going to say DAML, DAML again, is they want, obviously, high performance, high level of resilience, privacy features, and transparency to see who can access what. Okay. And this is all recorded and documented. So I think this is obviously where the huge future is going. It's pretty evident for me. And so right here, guys, just kind of going through a few points if you want to read this. Let me see here. So right here, I like this. So the DAML system will automatically track the parties which are allowed to see the details of each contract. Okay. And we understand when smart contracts are, implemented, they cannot be tinkered with whatsoever. So it's also going to be passed to the underlying ledger to ensure that only the data a particular party is authorized to see is actually sent to it. Right? Just one little example of a security feature for privacy. Okay, and we'll finish things off with this article, again, a Forbes article that James Roll XRP sent my way, so thank you, sir. So basically talking about family offices, these investment firms are starting to kind of entertain the idea of crypto assets, adding them to their portfolio. Remember, this narrative is going to continue. They're going to say they're risk averse, they're focused on wealth preservation rather than, rapid new wealth creation. We don't want to touch crypto assets, they're too volatile, they're too speculative. Now, although that may be true to an extent, I guarantee, whether it's this year or next year, these groups are hoarding digital assets, just like we're seeing, Square. They're going to be hoarding digital assets and selling to everyday people like you and I at a premium market. It's quite obvious. I've spoken to some financial advisors. They know what's coming. Now there's some, older guys that have no clue and they're going to be a little late, but there are people in the know at some times. All right. We are simply just on a need to know basis. I think it's pretty clear cut. This happens every single time with every emerging asset class or new hot concept or investment. All right. So remember, they're just focusing on this. Gold, real estate, gold surpassed all-time high. Metals are going to be a thing. Crypto assets. Both asset classes were just in a multi-year bear market. They were suppressed. What's going to happen now for things like real estate and the equities market? Are they going to reach new all-time highs? Are they going to trend sideways for a bit? Are they going to see another dip in the future? Right now, my biggest focus for 2020, not financial advice, is focusing on metals and crypto assets right now. You guys teach their own. Please let me know what you're doing, or if you recommend something. I'm always open-minded. But again, I guarantee that we're going to see these family offices. We're going to see the mainstream names, just like Fidelity, Vanguard, TD Ameritrade. Remember that investment with ErisX? It's clear cut. They've already had the infrastructure. The legislation is already here on the way, and they're going to be selling crypto assets to us at a premium. Whether it's just an index fund, pay attention to what the SEC is doing, watch what Grayscale is doing, all of these index funds. Do not sleep on this, all right? You can either be taking part in this great wealth transformation or scrolling on TikTok. Where were you in 2020? Thanks.